All right, Black Widow finally here. This is the big one. This is the one that, it hurt the most to have delayed last year. Supposed to come out, what would that be, like 14 months ago? Um, and now it's finally here. Just got out of it. It's fucking awesome. I'm honestly, this might be the first Marvel movie in a long time that actually, the MCU movie that exceeded my expectations. And I assumed it would be really good because these movies, with very few exceptions, are always really good. This one was better than I thought it would be. Even like it's great. I dipped into some of the early reviews. I'm getting the Captain Marvel vibe from some of the reviews some of the negative reviews that were out there for this. Like these people saw a different movie than I did. Same thing with Captain Marvel. You wonder if there's some sort of agenda there that they're not willing to say that the movie's good. But yeah, this movie's fucking awesome. Like I had seen a couple of reviews that talked about how like the first act was really dull. No, it's not. It's fucking great. Like this whole movie is really, really compelling and really good. Great action. Um, the character work is great. Like I could probably. I'm gonna try to keep this short. I gotta run some errands here after the movie. Um, Florence Pugh is spectacular in this. And I knew she would be. I've become an amazingly huge fan of hers over the last few years. And this movie doesn't exactly tell you that she's going to be the new Black Widow. Um, it's assumed that she's going to kind of take over the mantle. I need Kevin Feige to announce about 10 movies with her as Black Widow right now because I can't. I need more. And there's going to be more. I'm like, shoot. We know. Oh, fuck it. There will be spoilers in this. No one watches this shit anyway. But we know she's going to be in the Hawkeye series, and the post-credit scene in this um, leads into the Hawkeye series. So we kind of know the plot now, premise of the Hawkeye series. Um, I think that's out maybe like in the fall. Um, but yeah, as far as this movie goes, like the plot is it takes place after Civil War, so like Natasha's on the run, and we see a little bit of William Hurt at a couple points in this movie. Um, so she's on the run. She ends up running into the Florence Pugh character, who was one of the other widows. They don't call them Black Widows; they just call them widows. Um, and through some circumstances, she's now also, estranged from the rest of them, the rest of the widows. And so the two of them meet up, and they team up to. They're going back to take down the Red Room, which we've heard about in other MCU movies. And then they go and everyone knows in the trailer. They go and they find Rachel Weisz and David Harbour. David Harbour is fucking great in this. He is so fucking funny. Um, and Rachel Weisz is very good too. Um, you know, so then it's kind of that bunch going to take down the bad guys. I suppose I won't say who the bad guy is, although it's a it's you remember um, the Loki Black Widow scene in the first Avengers where he's talking about Dreykov's daughter, and you don't know what that means. Well, this movie tells you what that is. Um, and some of it takes place in Budapest, so you get that. So, but it's not one of these movies, and it is essentially a prequel. It's not one of these movies that's just like checking off like boxes, like, oh, hey, let's reference this thing that we know from the past, and like let's show this origin and such stuff like that. Like it's not really doing that. It's just it works as a great story. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, why are they making a Black Widow movie now? Why did they, both why did they wait so long? And that's its own thing. They could have certainly made a movie similar to this 5 years ago. Why did they wait until after the characters killed off to make this movie? I think it kind of helps the movie, like, because there's this whole little, there's like there's like this little sadness to it, because it's like that what's coming, because like the end of the movie very much leads into kind of where sort of where Infinity War would be starting for her, but um, I was hoping for a Captain America cameo and maybe either at the end or post credit. I mean, but um, so obviously she's the one who goes and like probably finds Captain America, and then they go and they spring everybody. But um, but yeah, as far as like waiting so long to make this movie, I think it kind of helps the movie because especially at the end, like they're having some goodbyes because she's got to go back on the run again, and you're like, well, that's probably it. They never see each other again because then she dies. Um, but I like obviously would have had a slightly different plot if they'd made this movie say in 2015 or something, but um, like I don't think it's hurt at all by being delayed, not COVID delayed, just delayed in terms of production. Um, but yeah, I think like I was with it the whole way. The story is very good. Like all the Fast and Furious family memes that have been flying around. This movie is all about family. Like the family stuff works better in this than in the last Fast and Furious movie. Um, like that's what saves the day is the family bond. But yeah, and the action's all really good. I don't know the director, Kate Shortland. I don't know what she's done before. I haven't looked it up, but um, like the action is really really good. There's a lot, it's very, it obviously gets really big towards the end, because they're like up in the sky at this like, it's like the main bad guy. He's got like this floating sky where he controls everything, and then that's crashing down, and then it's very Winter Soldier. The whole movie is it's definitely very Winter Soldier like. It's hell they even have the same like title cards for all the different locations as they did in Civil War. So it's very much in the vein of like a Captain America movie, um, and I think it compares pretty favorably. Like Civil War and Winter Soldier are way up on the list. Like I would put this right below that probably. Like God, what are we up to? Like 25 movies almost. Um, you know, it's getting to the point where like if something's not even in the top 10, it's still a fucking great movie. I think this is top 10 ish for MCU. Like I can't even think of the last one that probably exceeded my expectations. Maybe Doctor Strange. I wasn't that excited for Doctor Strange, and then that was just amazing. Like I knew this would be good because it's the MCU. They've yet to make a bad movie. I know some people think that some of the movies are bad, but I don't think they've made anything below like a B yet. And this is like an A. Like this is just a great fucking movie, and really good performances, really good character stuff. Like good tie-ins, not like forced. They're not forcing little references to other stuff. Like there's references to obviously the falling out of the Avengers, with Civil War. There's references to that, but it's not like it's forced in there. It's not like they're beating you over the head like, hey, remember we're tied into the MCU. We're tied into the Avengers. And the action is really fucking good. Taskmaster, I think some people don't like Taskmaster, what they did with Taskmaster. Like I don't know what the comics origin stuff is. I thought that it was a pretty it was interesting what they did here. I wouldn't say that the overall main bad guy in this is that good. Like he's not, he's kind of Trumpian actually, but or Jamie Spears like. I couldn't miss when there's some stuff in it that makes me think like, wow, Jamie Spears would really like this guy. But I wouldn't say the villains are top tier at all. If there's anything that kind of knocks it down a little bit, it's that the villains are not great. Like the Ray Winstone character, I won't say who it is, but it's not. I don't think it's a big spoiler. you know, he's okay, and Taskmaster is solid. They probably could have done a little more with Taskmaster, but they don't. You know, Taskmaster will probably return or can return as a character. Um, but it's not really. This is one of those ones. This is one of those MCU movies where it's not really. It's very much not about the villains. Like this isn't Thanos, where Thanos is the center of the movie. This is this is the story of Natasha and her sister and their family, and that stuff. That's what this is about, and I think they absolutely nailed it. Obviously Scarlett Johansson's great because she's always great in this role, and Jesus Christ, Florence Pugh, give me 10 Florence Pugh Black Widow movies right now, and I will be very happy. Zach Braff, you are a lucky man. That's all I gotta say. And Colin Jost, you're lucky too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, fucking great movie. Best movie probably that I've seen this year. Best movie of the summer. I would put this ahead of Quiet Place. And yeah, just fucking great. And there's just the one post credit. Because they actually have regular opening credits. I was shocked. I was like, hey, this is the first. They always like save the credits to the end. No, they actually put them in the beginning. And I kind of like the. It's kind of a nice throwback to have like an opening credit sequence. It was very cool. But yeah, very just awesome movie. Awesome movie. Another huge winner for the MCU, who can do no wrong. And we'll see if that continues with Shang-Chi, because I'm not super excited for Shang-Chi. To be honest, I think Snake Eyes looks a little better than Shang-Chi. But, and then after that is Eternals, which looks, from the trailer, look amazing. And then their slate of, well, of course, don't forget Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man still at the end of the year. And then, of course, their slate in 2022 is just absolutely absurd. It's going to be maybe the best year for the MCU ever. But yeah, this is, and they don't try to trick you. Like, this is the last movie with Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, unless there's like a cameo thing or they do some other sort of, prequel-ish sort of thing coming up. But so that as a send off for her, fabulous. As an intro for Florence Pugh Black Widow, which I need 10 movies of right now, fabulous. And I wouldn't mind seeing obviously David Harbour or Rachel Weisz back either. And yeah, so that does grade. I mean, or out of 10, I could do both, I suppose. I mean, I'm going A, and I'm going like 9 out of 10. Only dock it a little bit because like the villains are not top tier by any means. But it's not even that they're bad. They just don't have a lot of screen time overall. It's more about the good guys. But yeah, some of the negative reviews I've seen, I don't know what fucking movie these people were watching, because it wasn't the movie I watched, because I just watched probably my new favorite movie of 2021, and I will definitely be taking advantage of my AMC A-list and going back and checking it out a couple more times. So, fabulous movie. Way to go, Marvel.